everybody. Welcome back to our show where we discuss all things autism and more. My name is Claire and I'm here with the beautiful Irene and the beautiful Patricia. Thank you for tuning in again and for following, liking, subscribing, and sharing all our content. We are glad to be making an impact in whatever small way in this space. So today the ladies and I are sitting down to have a chat as we drink and sip our tea about this thing called life and adulting and balancing. Yes. Yeah. And we would also like to welcome back the lovely Patricia.
Yes,
Hello.
welcome back.
Welcome back,
Hello.
Patricia. We've been
Thank
away,
you.
I think you've noticed, for a bit to allow Patricia to rest and deal with a new season of life. Patricia, tell us.
Yes, I had a third son.
Welcome to my
Welcome
club.
back.
Oh, yes, indeed. Actually, I was thinking the
Yes.
whole time, because now, because he's my third and final, I hope. And I was thinking, oh my God, this is exactly like
Irene.
I was like, I have to spend more time with Irene now because I don't know how I'm going to handle it. It feels like such a daunting. I don't even know why God has decided that, let
And
there
boys,
be.
yes,
And they're all boys.
Boys, yes.
It's a lot.
So hence our topic today, balancing life as a special needs mother. How are we doing it? What is that like? You're expected to be a mother, a spouse, partner, an employee, employer, a sister, a friend,
A
a
sibling.
sibling, the special needs teacher to your child, yes, the events coordinator, the chauffeur, the shopper, the home organizer,
The mother to also the others.
the others. You're supposed to
Yes.
mother the others,
Yeah.
monitor everything that's going on, and still be happy.
Cheerful,
Cheerful,
positive,
positive.
good vibes.
Yes?
Also, we wish.
Right?
Yeah.
And the last 2 months that have gone by have really talked about mental health. May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah.
June is men's mental health, specifically focusing on them.
Yeah.
So as we round it up, we're also talking about the mental health space for mothers or people, parents, caregivers of children with special needs. How do you balance your life to remain in a good mental health space? Where shall we start? With the newest mother on the block, the Napa wedding.
Yes.
How am
is
I?
life? What is it like?
It's tough. It's really tough because I have a preteen who's my son with special needs, with autism.
Yes.
Then I have a toddler who's just started school. And then I have a newborn. So all those are really different seasons.
Yes.
And all of them in their different capacities need me in this season.
Yes.
Harvey has just transitioned into the national curriculum and mainstream learning,
Wow.
which is, it's big, right?
more demanding.
It's more demanding. It's different from what he has previously been exposed to. So he needs constant encouragement, explanations as to why he's given homework every day.
And not just 5 numbers.
Homework every day.
It's like, what is this?
So now I'm having those cliche conversations of you're a big boy now, as you get older, things become bigger, trying to make sense of the world for him at his level. Then my second is having trouble waking up in the morning to go to school.
Meanwhile, you didn't sleep at night.
I did not sleep. No, I did not sleep. I've literally just gone to
bed.
I've
To
just
bed.
put his brother to bed for that second morning feed.
Yes.
Okay, night, morning, whatever. And then he's screaming because he's like, I don't want to shower. Why are you making me shower? And then I have to go and literally sit with him and be like, okay, do you not want to go to school? I don't want to go to school. And then I know he'll feel differently in an hour. But that's a whole other, experience trying to keep up with teachers, and
Yes.
because all of them have different learning needs right now. And then someone has been given a book, but I haven't had time to read the book with him in the evening. And then that teachers can be harsh. They're like,
They look at you with
why is it that when we send you these books they come back the way they are? I think Xander must have like tore a page in a book. I was like, gosh, like the teacher was like, wrote with exclamation marks. I hope when a teacher uses exclamation marks, I can hear the screaming of the teacher
exasperation.
in the comment.
Yes.
And I was like, gosh, I wish she knew I have the newborn and I'm breastfeeding the newborn, as you guys are aware.
Yes.
And it's just a lot. It's taken a toll on me physically, mentally, financially, God knows, because I need so much help. Now we have more people in the household. The dynamics have changed, as they often do when you have an addition to the family. The dynamics have changed, and I'm finding myself in a space where I've actually decided to first sit back and go through the motions, as opposed to thinking I need to do this in order for this to not happen, or I need to do this so that doesn't break down. I've told myself now to first sit still and observe so I can understand what this is.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Sometimes, and it's not that I'm not intentional about life, or that I don't have a design or a hope for what kind of life I want my family to have. But I've also learned the hard way that sometimes when you're forcing systems and culture into your home without fully taking in what is going on around you, you become robotic, so to speak. And then you get frustrated when it's not, should I say, interpreted well. Like, let's say, for instance, with the waking up thing, if I get upset all the time, why is this boy just not getting with the program? He's supposed to be up at 5 anyway. But and then I forget that no, he's only been in school 2 months or 3 months. So it's all new to him, and I have to give him grace because he has a whole life ahead of education. So that's what I mean by not forcing onto the family a new culture and stuff, but also learning to sit still and first see what's happening, so that I then come up with things as we go along. But my dear, I could take up the whole episode.
I know.
Yeah.
Interesting that you guys say that about stepping back to observe and not force things. The way I'm structured, I like routines, I like order, and I think people know that about me. But life, adulting, is not like that. Things come, it throws you curveballs. Children, there's this, there's school, there's marriage, and I think it's learning now at this big age that we can't do everything alone, right? Yeah. I think Irene, you were saying something about that. Yeah. So I know that for you have gone ahead of us in this journey. I mean, my eldest is 9. You have a little older children. How have you structured it? What really works? How do we balance? Let's talk about balance. Is there a thing called balance? Is it real? Is it a myth? Are we lying to ourselves?
Yes,
that we can achieve
Oracle
it?
Irene.
Yes. Are we lying to ourselves that we can achieve balance?
The honest truth is at a certain point in your life, something's got to give. You can't say that I'm going to balance it all. Like, for example, Patricia, you can't say you're going to do all the homework, breastfeed, attend to this young child to get ready for school. You can't do it on your own. You'll break. You'll definitely break. And that is where you need to be honest with yourself and say, I need help. Yeah? Ask for the help. personally, I wasn't shy to ask for that help. Sometimes I would even demand it, because it's having a newborn comes with a lot. You have it takes away, like, let me say 80% of your energy, your mental side of things, your physical side of things. It takes away a lot. So you cannot say that you're going to carry on with this other child in the same way or at the same length like you did before you had this newborn. So definitely you need the help, you need the support. And like you mentioned, Patricia, you said you did more people came into the house. Of course they came to be able to support you.
Yeah.
And what we mothers do, we tend to judge ourselves too much. We tend to judge ourselves too much, and then we don't even want to talk about our issues. So you could find that maybe Harvey's in a new school. Do they know, for example, that he has a new brother?
I don't think so, actually.
Yeah. So I mean, if this information is known to such people, they would cut you some slack, and they would not be so judgmental and say this mother who is neglecting her child, how come she's not doing the homework with him or what? They'll understand why. So I think talking about it, is good. Getting people to understand the situation that you're in, because certain times things will slow down, or you may not be as 100% as expected, and that's because something is going on in your life. So being open about it helps. At least for me, that is what has worked for me. Always talking about it so that the people around my children understand the situation I'm going through. It could even be something personal. Yeah, but you confide in them. Even in the workplace, you have a boss, he's demanding this report, the other report. But probably if they get to know, then they'll go a little slower on you. Actually, in my previous workplace, there's one of my colleagues, my peers, that I used to share with. And he told me how he was having struggles with one of his direct reports. And he thought that this person just was against him or something. And only when he had to have a one-on-one with her is when he realized the challenges she was facing back home. Yeah. And ever since he got to know of that, he now was more understanding and more accommodative of certain things that she used to do. So I think talking about things, let's not be shy about our issues. We do not need to shout it out to the entire world, but to those stakeholders that it's relevant. Yeah.
Okay, but that's a good response. Thank you. As you were speaking, I kept thinking of this mother who says they have no one to talk to because, one, the family says it's her fault that the child has special needs. She's bearing the brunt of that, the burden of that already. So she's gone into certain withdrawal. Perhaps has even left the job and is taking care of his child. So finds himself even more isolated, has nowhere to go, nowhere to do. How does that person then balance life? How do you juggle life? Because you need an outlet, isn't it?
Yes.
How does that person balance it? People, you're saying, talk about things. Where do we go to talk? Sometimes we find ourselves cornered. Alone, my family doesn't understand. They think it's my fault. In-laws are against me. Their husband maybe has left, or also is not really, has checked out. He's present, but has checked out.
Yes.
So I find myself carrying the burden of this thing. How do I balance it? Then I have to go to work and perform, but I know I've taken the child to school and the teachers are calling me, oh, he's going to have a lousy day. I have to still come home and perform. Maybe you find out when you already have other children on the way, or now you're saying, I don't want to have any more children because, I don't know. What is the answer? What are the solutions? Or what are the ideas there?
I feel, in this world, we are not alone. There must be a place you can go to. At least, probably, you even have a place of worship you go to. Yeah, if you can't go home, at least maybe there's a spiritual leader, there's a sister somewhere whom you can open up to. But I always believe whenever people talk about their problems, they feel better because it's like you're relieving what is inside of you. And sometimes even just talking, imagine, just helps you to calm down and put you in a much better mental place. And you don't know how the other person is going to respond or what they are going to tell you. And probably what they tell you is something that is going to work for you.
Yeah.
So I always believe there should be somewhere you could go to. Yeah. Even if it's not home, probably it's in the church or even within the workplace. It could be that one person who can listen to you.
I want to say something that might not be very popular. I read somewhere, or it was on social media, I think, that there's a cost to community.
Okay.
And the cost to community is, unwanted visits, unwanted calls. Okay, not unwanted, but like sometimes it will happen when it's unwelcome, or like you'll get visits when you're not feeling like having visits, or somebody will call you when you don't feel like talking on the phone. I think that we are in a world right now that has made us believe so much about, like, everything is about yourself.
Yes.
Everything is about, how do I feel? Do I want you in my space? Do I feel like talking? No, today I don't feel like getting any guests. No, today I don't feel like talking to anybody on the phone. No, I don't want to respond to your messages. However, relationship is mutual. It cannot be only on one side.
That's
No matter how difficult life gets, in order for you to have a fruitful relationship with anybody, your children, your spouse, your family, your friends, you have to also, your friends have to feel that even you would be there for them.
So that reciprocity.
It has to be there. It's the price we pay for community. Sometimes you just want everything to be about you. No one is talking to me. Me, I have problems. Why is she? And the other one is not understanding. I even have a newborn, and now I even have a special needs child. But they're also going through something.
That's true.
They've probably been unwell. Someone lost a child while I was pregnant, I recall. And I recall thinking, I would never have known, by the way, had they not told me. I just hadn't heard from them in a very long time, and we used to talk all the time. So I said, feel some type of way. So I sent a message and I was like, why don't you talk to me anymore? Why don't you call me? What's going on? And then it just brought out all this detail and stuff. And I felt so ashamed because I hadn't gone out of my way to seek her out and see how she was and how she's. And it made me feel so like the weight of that selfishness. And the truth is, people are going through things. And I'm not in any way trying to say that being a mother to a child with special needs is easy or it's small. I'm not trying to do that at all. But we are in a world where difficulty is present for all. So even for people who might not be sharing in your challenge of having a child with special needs, it does not mean, because sometimes you get so overtaken by the difficulty of it, by the challenge of every single day, that you start to, you could even deceive yourself into thinking that other people have it easier than you do. But that's not always the case. And I say that so that we can also learn to have some grace and build community by also being there for other people, so that when we need them to be there for us, they don't feel burdened by it. They also don't feel like this is someone who's just taking, but that indeed we are a community. The same way I need you to be there for me and to help me and see me, and is the same way I will with you. And I think that that's something we should, and anyone who is feeling a bit lonely or without community, and I sometimes you need to think about that. Even when I know that there are other challenges that take place, like being isolated in the family, for instance, or being left alone or abandoned by the other parent of the child and stuff like that. But like she has said, there's church.
There's church, there's a community.
There's always a community. The question is, are you willing to pay the price for community? Because it will always come at that cost. Because church will also want you to be involved, bring your child, will be welcoming and stuff, but also serve, you know, and come and be a part of our programs and help other mothers who might be going through what you're going through. And then you understand what I mean. So I've found that for me, one of the ways that has helped me to grow my community is by serving. I have now become even more intentional about serving my family, my friends. If I haven't served you, don't feel bad. I'm coming.
Let me sip my tea.
I'm still making my way through the list.
Okay.
No, but seriously, like I'm trying to do better. Because I realized that there was a point
to be more intentional.
Because there was a time I had properly isolated myself. I had not been isolated by the people around me, but I removed myself because I just didn't have the energy to explain. And then now, Irene, I have to explain to you and tell you everything and how it has been happening. And remember, having a special needs child is a daily experience. By the time I also explain to you, I'm also tired again. So, but why is it that it's exhausting? It's because I haven't been seeing someone weekly, or I haven't been seeing someone every few days, or I haven't been talking to somebody. You understand? Because by the time, why is it by the time we meet? That means that long periods of time extend without me seeing you and speaking with you. So I think that it's important that we also self-evaluate in this quest for balance.
Wow.
And I've also come to realize that, you know, when you listen to other people, or when you're opening up to other people, just when you think that yours is the worst, someone's is worse than yours. And I don't know, it's like God just does his things in interesting ways. He will always bring you a story that is worse than yours. Then you'll just go back and humbly thank God and be happy with where you are. Yes.
I think these are valid. They are very interesting points. So the one of community, building community,
Yes.
help you. You said reach out for help, ask for help. Find your community. Don't just talk to anybody. Find your community.
Yes.
I think earlier we were talking about routines. And I think for me that's one of the things that's very critical, because I like certain structures. Creating routines for everything has helped. I remember I was sharing with somebody that I tried to get the kids bathed and ready in bed by a certain time, 8 o'clock. And this mother said, our kids are in bed at 7 p.m. I said, what routine? What magic is that? But I think it's the way she set the life. They set her life.
Yes.
Who picks the kids? What do they do? Everything is written down. And I think for special needs, especially like autism, those structures are very important. Children, much as they may be, they're not speaking. They understand time somehow. They know now it's time to feed, now it's time to bathe, and it helps them also calm down their nervous systems. And I think when they are calmer and settled, even you're settled.
Yeah.
You have time for yourself and these other things. Because without a routine, even the community you're trying to build, I suspect it might be hard. You might say, Carla, I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to be calling Patricia every week. But if you're not organized, you're not keeping your situation. So it's
charity begins at home.
So it's 10 p.m. Kids are awake. Everybody, they're not sleeping. You can't be now calling somebody. I guess so. Routines must play an important role.
They do. Yes. They do. And I'm so grateful for Harvey, because he's such a stickler for routine that it helps with the ones that follow. So when Harvey is away and he has gone to bed, why are you here? like it's easier to get the second to sleep, because Harvey is like, yeah, it's time for sleeping. Okay, fine. But remember what I said also about not throwing routines at them, but cultivating it instead.
Yes.
That's how you get them to sleep at 7 p.m. It's a cultivation. So you have to, it's a give and take. So you have to also make sure that by that time, not only have they done everything they need to in order to sleep, but you've also given them, you know,
You've poured
into them exactly enough for them to feel like, yeah, okay, I can go.
Sleep.
So I think that, you know, if you, of course, I'm not your friend. My kids don't sleep by 7.
Everyone, for everyone, their system.
No, what I'm trying to say is that it would be nice to also find out what her process is and what she does in that process, because I'm sure she also has, you know, certain things she does that reinforce it and help her to get their kids in bed by 7 p.m. But I'd be very curious, because I think that's quite a good idea.
It's a very good idea.
Very
good. Adult time.
Yeah, you have more adult time. If you have to meet somebody for a coffee, that's the time you can do it. If you want to do a workout, you can do the workout. If you want to read a book, if you have work from office you've carried home, you can do it and still also get to bed at a decent hour. At a decent hour. I thought that was really, so it's actually been playing with my mind, like, how can I rework my schedule to get that time? But to your point, and fairly, it has to be cultivated. I can't just now tomorrow and say, everybody, you're in bed at 7.
Take it from me, who has tried those things. In fact, don't you remember my gluten?
Your gluten, yes.
The things just going from 0 to 100. It's not even able. You're not even able to sustain it.
It has to be gradual. It has to be gradual, and it's that having a system in place is very, very important, because even when you're not there, that system will continue to run. It will keep running. And also it's important for you as a parent, because even you need that. You need to feed yourself with some energy that will make you come back to be a better parent to these ones. Other than there's no routine, there are tantrums this side, even you start having your own tantrums.
Which spills over into the rest of your life. So I don't know, one last piece of advice from us as we wind down our show on balance. What would you say is most critical for somebody that you would want them to hear you and hear it well, that worked for you, that you think somebody else could benefit from?
Maybe Patricia first.
In this season, yes. You're in this season.
I think taking breaths and just being still for a moment, it counts for a lot. Because if at any given time all three are in a in a frenzy, then I have to be the calm one in order for the rest for them to also calm down. So I've learned, especially with this third, to calm down and just take a moment, breathe, not take things too, because I lean towards that a lot. If the kids, everything is everywhere, I also get fussy and then I get confused, and then I do some things and then maybe I won't do something properly. It's just not a good place to work from. So I'm learning how to pick myself or gather myself together and work from a place of calm. It's new to me, and I like the results. So I think that's something I would also want to share, because it's done good things for me.
Well, for me, I think for me it would be being real with myself and knowing that I can't do it all. Sometimes the dishes will stay dirty, and it's okay. It's okay. It's okay for you to go and put your head down and rest when you're overwhelmed. It's okay if maybe something has not worked out the way you would have wanted it to, because of the situation you're going through. But knowing that eventually if, say, maybe you're going through a stressful situation, you know that eventually it is going to calm down. But being real, being honest, and not judging yourself too much, and always trying to, look out for the positive things. Don't judge yourself because somebody has said you did not sign the child's homework. I learned to just be happy with myself, regardless of whether certain things didn't go well or not, knowing that within that situation, I did the best that I could, and I'm still sane, rather than running mad and pulling myself all over, and then I end up being, you could even end up being hospitalized. What good is that? Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. I think mine would be similar to Irene's. As you were speaking, I think, oh, she's stolen mine, but you didn't. I think I would say you don't have to be perfect. We live in an imperfect world, and I think for me that's the lesson that I'm learning, that not everything has to be perfect. The things don't have to line up accordingly. Everything must be spick and span. There will be toys on the floor. I'll come home and I'll shout, but it's okay. The world moves on, So I think it's that. And then also one other thing that we are not really paying attention to, especially as special needs parents, educators in this space, is therapy. Counseling. You might say, I don't have a community, I have no one to talk to, I don't know how to put a system in place. There are counselors out there. There are people you can go to and say, help me with this. They'll not do it for you, but they guide you on how to organize, structure your thoughts. We cannot underscore the benefits of it. You'll say it's very expensive. No, but there are ways in which it can be done without incurring a huge expense. So, much as we cannot exhaust the topic on balance and mental health, it is very imperative that as a special needs parent, caregiver, teacher, educator, you find avenues for creating balance and stillness in your life, because it's a long journey. It is not a sprint, it's a long journey, and you need that balance to remember yourself. So please put your comments, any feedback you have, what has worked for you, what advice do you have for somebody else that might read it and think it's something they can do. Thank you for watching, and please continue to share our videos, to like, and to subscribe. We'll see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.